Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, no need to fear. Friendly neighborhood light skinned man is here. And in today's video, we are reacting to Somalian migrants just did the unthinkable. Now, if y'all didn't watch the last video, which literally probably just got posted, basically, Somalians are running the ATL scam, but in Minnesota with basically fake daycares, fake elderly health centers, etc., 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 right? Running the scam, and now a YouTuber by the name of Nick Shirley, I believe was his name, came down there basically to investigate, do some work to verify if these places were legitimate or not, and of course they were not legitimate. So now they're catching a lot of flack for it, and now Somalians are trying to, of course, shake back. So with that being said, let's get into this bit.
As Somalis, as people that own this business for 8 years now, we do nothing but to uplift the community, uplift our children, uplift one another, uplift non-Somalis, uplift Somalis, to make a better community for all of us. So when somebody comes in and says, hey, they're not doing it, it's just like if you would have came during operational hours and there's no one here, okay, you've got a point. He came, I think it was 11 a.m. Obviously, there's no cars in the parking lot. If you look around, there's cars now. Yeah, because our employees are here, our children are here, our clients are here. But don't come at 10 a.m. and get like, hey.
11 a.m. though is kind of crazy. Like, it's a child care. I feel like kids are normally in school from like. I know when I was in school, it was like, and I know this may not be the same thing. Like I was in school from like 7 to like 3, so like. And parents got to be to work typically at 9 o'clock. So like, how are these children getting to this daycare at 2 o'clock? That doesn't really make sense.
Their door's not open. Obviously, our door's not going to be open at 10 a.m. We're not open 10 a.m. The sign on the door says that.
So he's saying, listen, if the guy would have come at a certain time, you know, our daycare is open at a certain time. So I don't know why he's coming here and, you know, when we're not open at that time. So that's what's really going on. We're not open at that time. That situation, we came at 11, but you see cars are here. That's one way to look at it. So what happens is the people say, listen, this daycare, what daycare is not open by 10 a.m. or 11 a.m.?
Exactly. It doesn't make no sense.
But this is a daycare that's open a little bit later, like the night shift daycare for like the Somalis who work like, you know, in the jobs. Some people work in the industry, some work, you know, a lot of Somalis work in almost every part of the private sector. All right. But then somebody else drops a very interesting point.
They found some like Somali scammer in Minnesota to try to pretend that their daycare center got broken into and that somebody had like stolen files or something like that. This kid has like a 3rd grade speaking level, and so they pop a New York Yankees cap on him, all right, to make him seem Black American. This is the most Democrat City Council idea, Mickey Mouse ass media bullshit I have ever seen in my life. And what you guys don't understand about people that work in local politics is like they have no idea. Like they think that everybody else is as dumb as they are. This is without a doubt the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Will go nowhere, is laughable. And this is how stupid, not national Dems, because they would never be stupid enough to try to pull some shit like this. Like, this is how dumb local Dems think you are.
So this brother says, listen, you see the white folks in the back, right, holding the sign about racism. And they said, look.
Low key, they probably in on it. They probably know what's going on. And they're just like, listen, put me in some of that check. I'll be quiet.
The Somali guy has on a New York hat, you know, basically, you know, trying to appear to be Black American. Again, the young man, he's acting as if, oh, you know.
I think he has a hat on because I feel like he probably just has a big ass forehead like me, bro. It's okay, bro. I know what kind of method you're running. Your hairline probably like at this point. Okay, bro.
I don't know why this is happening to our community. This doesn't make sense. I mean, it's, you know, complete no accountability. And that's the one problem with the Somali community right now, is that there's no accountability for any of the things that is going on. What they got to understand is this: the state of Minnesota has already started to suspend money and funds going to these daycares. So they wouldn't have done that if they didn't think that this was true. And so now they're trying to blame it all on this YouTuber, when the Somalis in that community, they've been having problems, and not only in the United States, they've been having problems in other countries. Canada, they've had problems. They've had problems in the Netherlands. Out of every group, there's this particular situation where in the Netherlands, they've made data public. Each Somali immigrant has been found to cost the public about $1.2 million.
Each Somali immigrant has cost the public 1.2 mil. If that's true, that's insane, bro.
Over their lifetime, while each North American and Japanese immigrant generated a net contribution of roughly $500,000. This is a study that's out there. So not only are the Somali communities having problems in America, but in other places where they're at. And then if in Minnesota, it's not the only state complaining about them. It's also states like Ohio, right? That they're asking for this. But then here is the other part that's interesting. Somebody look at these glasses the young man is wearing, right? And they're saying the glasses this guy has.
Yeah. Same glasses, right? Y'all want to know how much I paid for these mugs? Y'all want to know? Guess. $20. But they clean though. But listen, they clean though, right? Right? They clean though, right? They look just like his. They look better than his, honestly. So, for all we know, those could have been TikTok shop frames. You know what I'm saying? These might not be real Chrome glasses.
The manager at the Somali daycare is being exposed for wearing glasses worth a couple of $1,000. They're saying that these glasses, the Chrome Heart unisex eyeglasses,
I really feel like these are TikTok because it's like, look at the rest of his fit though. Like his quarters is weak as hell. His hat, like, bro, I don't feel like those are real Chrome frames, bro.
are $2,400. How do you afford that kind of stuff running a daycare? And not only that, I got a video that I'm going to pull out. Many of these people in this community are being arrested, and their money that they are sending over to Nairobi. Okay, this is what's happening. A lot of them are sending money back to Nairobi, buying and building huge apartments. And then what they're saying is, oh, we're hardworking people in our community. We have this money. We're investing. You know, Kenyans should learn how to invest like us. And then when you find out what they're doing, especially in neighborhoods like Eastleigh and stuff like that, well, some of this money, at least allegedly, is coming from the United States, from, you know, these Somalis involved in scams in Minnesota, and then turn around and sit back idly by as if nothing is wrong. And then let's go back to the guy who broke in to your daycare. If somebody broke into your daycare, you do have video evidence in your daycare, right?
Yeah.
So then why?
So show the video. Why are we talking? Why did he seem so like he didn't know what he was talking about when he was giving his speech? That don't make sense.
Why wasn't that video evidence submitted? Why? Where's the fingerprints? You know, where? So somebody broke into your daycare, stole all of your documents, so now you don't have the documents. Why don't you have those documents backed up in the computer system? You know, why don't you have those things? You want to know why? You're avoiding accountability. I can guarantee you there's no video evidence of any of this stuff. It's probably real made up. And if anybody went in there and broke in, then they did it themselves. Okay, that's what it is. You're looking for sympathy for something that you guys have been operating in pure effery, and you've been doing so. And again, I live in Africa, and I can tell you one thing. Most people I have come across living in, I will even say it, Uganda, sometimes Kenya, when you really have concrete evidence that, hey, you have a portion of people operating in a way that's really not feasible, or this is what's going on that's not feasible. You know, you would think that some people say, you know what, you're actually right. We actually do have a problem that we need to fix, and we need to work on that. The Somali community is not doing that. And I'll tell you why. Because most countries are people that come from third world countries. They never, unaccountability is baked into the system. That's kind of what happens. Unaccountability, effery, blaming somebody else for somebody else's problems is what people do that come from those kind of countries. All right? It's kind of what happens. Blaming, and I'm not saying this is everybody, but unaccountability is a real big part of why Somalia is what it is. It's a big part of why African countries are where it is. I mean, it's always blaming and shift blaming somebody else and saying that this person is the issue, this person is the issue, this person did this, or this person did that. Blaming everybody else instead of owning the situation. In America, despite its problems, does a better job than most of these countries do with accepting personal responsibility and accountability. In the public sector, in the private sector. Are we saying that America is not perfect? No, we're not saying that. But we are saying that when it comes to personal responsibility, personal accountability, when you see that, Americans do a better job at that. Sports teams accountability, service in the restaurant accountability. You make a mistake, I'm sorry.
Sports teams, though, I will say, like, they make accountability after. Well, I guess that's what he's saying, basically saying they make accountability after it's proven that whatever they were doing was wrong.
Try to get out in front of it. You can't get out in front of it in African restaurants and African businesses. That's why so many people complain about them in the States. African bridal shops, braid shops, restaurants, Africans themselves. Why? No accountability, because that's not where they came from. Being opaque, operating in opacity. That's what they do many times. Some people get into America and understand the accountability standard and being responsible, but many do not. And this young man here is a person that is, oh, I'm going to defend my community regardless. And then what happens is people start to dislike you. That's all that happens. If somebody were to come out and say, look, our community has a problem, you know, all of us are not doing this. For those of you who
even still, again, if y'all didn't watch the previous video to this, please go watch that one because it had the beginning portion of the interview in it. But yeah, bro, like, they told me y'all couldn't have gotten nobody as a better speaker than this guy, bro. Like, there was you telling me, bro, all that money y'all getting, bro, there was nobody y'all could have even just hired to come in and give this speech, bro. Because he did a terrible job. I'm not convinced at all.
A victim of that, we apologize. We want to make that right. Can't do it. So then you become enemies to everybody. Now what's happening now is the Democrats, you've caused a problem for them. They won't be able to defend you for long. The Republicans who were on your side in Minnesota want nothing to do with you. So now somebody's gonna lose their job. So they have to basically come after you. They have to now. They gotta come after you. Because nobody can sit there idly by and just let you do whatever the hell you feel like doing because you want to do it. Nobody can do it. Nobody will do it. And you make it bad for everybody in your community. You make it bad for people every time. They don't like you. They dislike you. And then people are going to always judge you. You're going to hide behind racism and white supremacy all you want. You can have the white lady in the back all you want. Nobody's going to care about that, bro. Black Americans ain't gonna care about it. They don't want to hear it. Other Africans probably don't want to hear it. Caribbeans don't want to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it, and then you're gonna end up being out there by yourself, and you can't be out there by yourself. This is life. And then like I said, Trump has got what?
I wonder how they figured out this finesse in the first place, though. Like, how did they know that they could just run? I wonder how they like stumbled across this play on accident. I'm curious.
Like 2-3 more years of office? Yeah, that's too much time. It's too much time to get rid of all of y'all that are doing this and are out here mocking the system. Hey, let's get rid of you. Put pressure on the state, pressure on the prosecution, pressure on people. The news keeps coming out. Fox keeps coming out. CNN keeps coming out. That's too much pressure. You have to cover too much ground. There's too many eyes on you. The block is too hot. Then you say somebody broke in, nobody's there. You don't have no proof. It all looks bad. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Johnson back.
But with that being said, y'all boys, let me know what y'all thoughts are on this Minnesota daycare money glitch. Crazy, man. You know, crazy situation. Yeah, I'll go ahead and catch y'all boys at the next one. Peace.